यहाँ पे पीपीटी तो दे दीजिए। Hello everyone. So welcome you all again. Today we'll cover the AILET section. I have covered till now. Let me tell you just once. January part 1, in which we covered the most important current affairs for CLAT, and in the January part 2 we covered the most important current affairs for CLAT as well as AILET, and in the third video we covered February first part, in which we covered the most important current affairs for the month of Feb. Okay, for CLAT. Now in the second part we'll cover the most important current affairs for CLAT and AILET, and at the end I'll provide you the most important topics. Okay, so without wasting any time, let's start with the questions. So your first question is, which constitutional amendment added Santhali, Bodo, Dogri and Maithili to the 8th schedule of the constitution? Let me tell you, these are all languages, okay, tribal languages. Which constitutional amendment added Santhali, Bodo, Dogri and Maithili to the 8th schedule of the constitution? 86th, 92nd, 97th or 101? B. Ishwita says B. Anyone else? So the correct answer is B, in fact. Okay, so Ishwita is right here. The correct answer is 92nd constitutional amendment added Santhali, Bodo, Dogri and Maithili to the 8th schedule of the constitution, which deals with languages. Okay, which deals with languages. Next question is, which state became the first in India to constitute a state level 8th pay commission? So as we all know, 8th pay commission has started now, so states can implement them. So which is the first state to implement it on state level? You have to answer. Okay, Assam, Kerala, Maharashtra or Karnataka? Divisha says A, Assam. Okay, anyone else? Sanskriti says C, Maharashtra. Okay, Ari says Assam. Okay, anyone else? So the correct answer is Assam. Assam became the first state to constitute a state level 8th pay commission. Now, question number 3. Which town has been designated as the headquarter of Goa's newly created Kushavati district? Okay, so which town has been designated as headquarters of Goa's newly created Kushavati district? Divisha says C. Okay, anyone else? Okay, so the correct answer is Quepem. Okay, The correct answer is QAPM. This is the third district of Goa. Now, what were the other two districts? Now, this Kushavati district is the third district of Goa. Earlier they have North Goa and South Goa. Okay. So headquarter of this Kushavati district will be QAPM. Okay. Now question number 4th. Indian Army designated 2026 as which of the following? Whether it is year of integrated theater commands, whether it is year of artificial intelligence adoption, whether it is year of networking and data centricity, and whether it is year of technology absorption. Good, Divisha. North Goa, South Goa. Good. Divisha says C, year of networking and data centricity. Okay. Anyone else? Indian Army designated 2026 as year of okay. Ishwita also says C. So the correct answer is C only. Indian Army designated 2026 as year of networking and data centricity. Let's move to the next question. According to Supreme Court's interpretation in the 2020 Delhi riots, this we already covered, okay, conspiracy case, a terrorist act under section 15 of UAPA, which is Unlawful Assembly Prevention Act, may also include acts that cause what? Economic disruption or breakdown of essential services, ordinary breach of contract resulting in financial loss, peaceful criticism of government policy, and violation of routine administrative regulations. Which of the following can also be now a terrorist act? Okay, Divisha says A. Good. So the correct answer is A. So now terrorist act will also include economic disruption or breakdown of essential services under section 15 of UAPA. You remember those two names? What were those two names who were basically arrested under this particular section or under UAPA? So those were Sarjeel Imam and answer in the comment which is the other name, the most important name for this particular news. Start with U. Divisha, it's Sarjeel, not Darjeeling. But yes, Umar Khalid is the next name. Okay, Umar Khalid. Okay, Umar Khalid and Sarjeel Imam. Now, next question. India's first fully paperless district court was inaugurated at which location? This was inaugurated by our CJI, which is, who is our CJI? Justice Suryakant. Justice Suryakant. Okay. So, which district? Okay. Kalapetta, Kerala. Okay. So, India's first fully paperless district court was inaugurated at Kalapetta, Kerala. Okay. Good Divisha, good Ishvita. Next question. Bulgaria became which numbered member of the Eurozone after adopting Euro in January 2026? Bulgaria became which numbered member of Eurozone after adopting the Euro in 2026? So, Eurozone include the members who have adopted Euro as their currency, okay, and they come under the ambit of Eurozone, okay. Divisha says C, Isvita says B, okay. So, Bulgaria became 21st member, okay, 21st member. Next question. Under Turkmenistan's law on virtual asset, cryptocurrencies are legally treated as. So, Turkmenistan recently legalized the use of cryptocurrency. They legalized the use of cryptocurrency, but they are legally treated as what in the Turkmenistan's law? Whether it is treated as a legal tender for domestic payments, whether it is treated as sovereign digital currency, whether it is treated as foreign currency reserve or property or investment instruments. Property and investment instruments, okay. Divisha says D. Anyone else? Hello, Nishtha. The correct answer is D only, okay. Guys, answer quickly, okay. These are very easy and small questions, so I cannot wait for longer. Question number 9. What was the stated name of United States military operation launched against Venezuela in January 2026? So, this was in late Jan, but can be covered in February news, okay, because this is continuous, okay, the issue is continuous. So, which operation? Tell me the operation name. Ishvita says B, absolute resolve, okay. Divisha also says B, Nishtha also says B, good. The correct answer is Operation Absolute Resolve. Question number 10th. Which expression was used by Donald Trump to describe his reinterpretation of Monroe Doctrine following the Venezuela operation? Which expression was used by Donald Trump to describe his reinterpretation of Monroe Doctrine following the Venezuela's operation? Ishvita says C, Divisha says C, Monroe Doctrine, okay. Nishtha also says C. So, you all are correct. The correct answer is Monroe Doctrine, okay. Monroe Doctrine. So, here D stands for Donald Trump. That's why he used it sarcastically to basically reinterpret Monroe Doctrine as Monroe Doctrine. Question 11th. Which country retained the top position in Henley Passport Index 2026? Which country retained the top position in Henley Passport Index 2026? Japan, South Korea, Singapore, Germany. Divisha says C, Singapore. Okay. Ame says B. Hello, Ame. South Korea. Okay. Sorry, option C. Ame says C. Okay. So the correct answer is Singapore. Correct answer is Singapore. Now tell me, what was India's position within 10 seconds? Okay, don't search. What was India's position? If you don't know, don't search, just say I don't know. Divisha says 75th. Okay, anyone else? Shri Aditya, a Henley Passport Index is basically in how many countries or the people of that particular country can travel to how many countries without visa or passport. Okay, sorry, without visa. So correct answer is 80th. Correct answer is 80th. Means they have the very strong passport. So they don't need visa while traveling to a particular country. Okay. So India's position is 80th. So Henley is basically an agency name who always basically give ranks that which country's passport is the strongest and we can trust their people. So Singapore. Okay. No, very strong. Very strong. So India's is weak. Singapore's passport is good. Okay, it is strong. Which United States military facility is already operational in Greenland under a defense agreement with Denmark? Which United States military facility is already operational in Greenland under a defense agreement with Denmark? Now you must remember, there is a Donald Trump said that Greenland is our basically property. Okay, but it is actually Denmark's property. Okay, it is actually Denmark's property. So there is a issue going on with regard to Greenland. Okay, currently Greenland has its own laws and they have their own people. Correct answer is C. P to fix space base. Good. Aditya, Nishtha, Divisha, good. Next question, question 13. According to the Numbeo Global Safety Index, which city was ranked the world's safest for 10th consecutive year? Numbeo Global Safety Index. Which city was ranked the world's safest for 10th consecutive year? Doha. Okay. Aditya says D, Singapore. Nishtha also says D, Singapore. Divisha says B, Abu Dhabi. Ishvita says D, Singapore. Okay. Jigar says A, Doha. I have no clue. I think D. Aditya says okay. It's okay. So the correct answer is Abu Dhabi. Correct answer is Abu Dhabi. For the 10th consecutive year, Abu Dhabi is ranked as world's safest city. Okay, world's safest city, Abu Dhabi. Question 14th. What was the official theme of World Economic Forum annual meeting 2026 which was held in Davos? So we get this information that where was the World Economic Forum or WEF held this year? Davos. So what was the theme of World Economic Forum? No, Ansha, so it was Abu Dhabi. Divisha says C, a spirit of dialogue. Okay, Nishtha says D, shared growth in intelligent age. Ishvita says B, cooperation in fragmented world. Aditya says no clue. The correct answer is C. A spirit of dialogue was the theme of World Economic Forum which was held in Davos. Now, tell me, where is Davos situated? In which country? Let me give you a hint. I covered that particular country in the last lecture or our last current affairs video. Guys, don't take this much of time. Switzerland, good. Divisha says Switzerland, good. Correct answer is Switzerland. Okay. Now, question 15. Which film set a new academic award record of by receiving 16 nominations at the 98th Oscar Awards? Which film set a new academic award record by receiving 16 nominations at 98th Oscars Award? Which film? Ishvita says A, Sinners. Okay. Divisha also says A. Aditya says A. Nishtha also says A. Okay. All are correct. The correct answer is Sinners. Okay. Sinners. Question 16th. Who was sworn in as Venezuela's interim president following the capture of Nicolas Maduro? Who was Venezuela's president? Okay. But who captured it? US. Okay. Who captured him? US. So now, who is sworn as interim president following the capture of Nicolas Maduro? Okay, Aditya, I haven't watched Sinners, so I cannot comment. But it's okay. It's your opinion that it is below average movie, so might be. Ishita says D, Delcy Rodriguez. Divisha also says D. No, Aditya, you cannot say A or D. Choose one. So the correct answer is D, Delcy Rodriguez. Okay, Delcy Rodriguez, sworn in as Venezuela's interim president following the capture of Nicolas Maduro. Now, Biobitumen, commercially produced at scale for the first time by India, is primarily derived from which type of raw material? Biobitumen, okay, remember this name. This might come in any AILET, okay. Now, biobitumen, commercially produced at scale for the first time by India, is primarily derived from which type of raw material? B. Shweta says B. Renewable biomass and organic waste. Nishtha also says B. Divisha also says B. Okay. The correct answer is B. Okay. Renewable biomass and organic waste. All are correct. Question 18th. The United Nations designated 2026 as the International Year of what? The United Nations, sorry, United, not United States, United Nations designated 2026 as the International Year of. Aditya, there are 25 questions. And then after that, I'll give you the most important topics for AILET as well as CLAT for the month of Feb. Okay. In the first part of Feb, also I gave you the most important topics for CLAT. That was CLAT specific. Divisha C, Ishwita C, Nishtha C. Okay. All are correct. The correct answer is rangeland and pastoralists. Okay. Pastoralists. Question 19th. Which district has been designated as India's first bio-happy district? India's first bio-happy district. Ishwita says B. KE Penure. Okay. Anyone else? No clue. Nishtha says no clue. Okay. You think B. Okay, Devisha. So, okay, Aditya, that's why we cover these questions, because these are AILET specifics. Okay. These might come in AILET, MHCT, SLAT. Okay. But there are chances also that these may come in CLAT also. Okay. So, the correct answer is B. KE Penure. It is a district of Arunachal Pradesh. Newest district. Okay. Arunachal Pradesh. It's fairly new district of Arunachal Pradesh. Okay. KE Penure. But it became or designated as India's first bio-happy district. Question 20. Which company is developing Heaven 1, planned to become world's first fully private space station? Which company is developing Heaven 1? Okay, you must remember this name, Heaven 1, planned to become world's first fully private space station. What's bio-happy means? They won't use uh, they'll be climate friendly, and they'll use things like cow dung. Okay, they'll use biogas in your homes. Okay, they will make bioparks. Okay, so they will protect the climate. That is bio-happy district. To remember this, you can connect it with SDG, okay, Sustainable Development Goals. Okay, so they'll use this sustainable development procedures which include these things, okay, to make it a biohappy district. Correct answer is vast space. Okay, Devisha is correct. Nobody else answered. Question number 21. Which country became the second in the world after Australia to impose a nationwide ban on social media access for children below 16 years? So, first was Australia. First was Australia. 16-year below children. For 16-year below children, there is a social media ban. Now, first was Australia. Which is the second one? Ishvita says D, Norway. Nishtha also says D. Divisha also says D. Aditya says A, France. Okay. So the correct answer is Spain. Spain became the second country in the world after Australia to impose a nationwide ban on social media access for children below 16 years. Now, you must remember this. This is a very good question to be asked in AILET. So there are bans on social media ban on children below 16 years and 15 years. Okay. So you must remember who imposed the first ban for the 16-year children, below 16-year children, and who imposed the first ban for 15-year below children. Okay. And which is the latest country, and also all the countries who imposed ban on social media for the for children below 16 years. Same goes for 15 years also. Okay. Yes, Ishvita, Norway is the recent one. That's why I said a question can be asked, which of the following is not included in country who imposed social media ban on children below the 16 years. Okay, this is also a way of asking this particular question. Now, question number 22. Which cooperative entity operates Bharat Taxi, India's first cooperative based cab services? So Bharat Taxi, okay, is basically a first corporate based cab service. This is to eliminate the use of Ola and Uber. This is fairly cheaper than Ola, Uber, Rapido. Okay, government's initiative basically. Which cooperative entity? Nishtha says C, Bharat Transport Cooperative Society. Okay. Divisha says D. The correct answer is D, Sahakar Taxi Cooperative Limited. Okay. Sahakar Taxi Cooperative Limited will operate Bharat Taxi, which is India's first cooperative based cab service. Okay, Nishtha, good. Question 23, very important. It's okay, Nishtha, I got it. What position did the Union government take on the proposed introduction of Romeo-Juliet clause under the POCSO Act? We covered this earlier too. What position did the Union government take on the proposed introduction of Romeo-Juliet clause under the POCSO Act? Jivisha says B. It proposed reducing the age of consent to 16 years. Ishwita says A. It supported exemption for all consensual adolescent relationships. Divisha says Divisha B or D? D. Okay. Okay, got it, got it. Nishtha also says A. I taught Romeo Juliet clause. You must remember this, okay? The correct answer is D. It rejected the proposal citing risks to child safety and possible exploitation. Okay, so the government rejected this proposal. Okay, now you must remember Romeo Juliet clause. Okay, Romeo Juliet clause. Who doesn't know about Romeo Juliet Romeo Juliet clause in the chat? Who doesn't know what is Romeo Juliet clause? Hello Anu. What is Romeo Juliet clause? Can I explain? Okay. So Romeo Juliet clause is basically, so POXO we all know basically applies for children below 18 years of age. Okay. If there are sexual cases. Okay. Now see, in POXO, if a minor, okay, has sexual intercourse or sexual relationship with a minor girl, okay, then the particular, because their consent doesn't matter, right? The consent of the parents matter or consent of the guardian matters. Okay, so now they will see the maturity level of that particular child and they will not make him liable if it was consensual. If it was consensual. Okay, now otherwise what used to happen is, if the guardian or the parents file a case, the particular child will be basically arrested under the Juvenile Justice Act and the proceedings will go on under the Juvenile Justice Act. But now they'll see whether there was consent involved in that particular thing. Okay, in that particular relationship. So this is Romeo Juliet clause. Understood? Okay. Question number 24th. At which venue did India defeat England to win its record 6th ICC Under 19 Cricket World Cup title 2026? Okay, Vaibhav Suryavanshi was man of the match here and also man of the series. Okay, he scored something around 175 to 185 runs. I don't know the number exactly. Nobody is gonna ask you that, but they can ask who was man of the match in that particular final and man of the series. Where was the final happened? Where did the final happen? And also our captain was Ayush Mahatre. Okay, under 19 captain was Ayush Mahatre. The correct answer is D. Good. Divisha, Nishtha, good. Harare, Zimbabwe. Okay. Question 25th. In the context of the launch of White Revolution 2.0, so there is news about the launch of White Revolution 2.0 to expand dairy cooperatives. So White Revolution is related to dairy products. Okay, dairy products and increase milk procurement. Who is known as the father of White Revolution in India? Ishvita says B, Divisha says B, Nishtha says D, Homi Bhabha. हाँ. Okay, you are answering the last question. Cannot be Homi Bhabha. He is related to nuclear. Correct answer is Varghese Kurian. Okay. Now, remember this. Varghese Kurian is known as the father of White Revolution in India. MS Swaminathan is known as father of Green Revolution in India. It's okay, Nisha. I misunderstood it. Okay. Norman Borlaug is known as father of Green Revolution in the world. Okay. So all three options are important. That is how we learn from options as well. Varghese Kurian is father of White Revolution in India. MS Swaminathan is father of Green Revolution in India. Norman Borlaug is known as father of Green Revolution in the world, and Homi Bhabha is related to nuclear. There is a station 2, Homi Bhabha Research Center. It's okay, Nishta. It was an old answer. Okay. Okay. Now to the most important part. The most important topics for CLAT and AILETs. Okay. And AILETs. So first is India launches White Revolution 2.0 to expand dairy cooperatives and milk procurement. Okay. Then Union government reject Romeo Juliet exemption under the POXO Act. Third news is Supreme Court broadens the meaning of terrorist act under UAPA. Also in the last class I explained that now a person can also be given a title of terrorist. Otherwise what used to happen is we used to give the terrorist title to a particular group or organization, terrorist organization. Then Spain become Europe's first. Okay, now see, Australia is in Oceania, जो भी. Okay, now Spain is in Europe. So Europe's first is Spain, but it is second in the world. Spain become Europe's first country to ban social media for children below 16 years. Fifth, Bulgaria adopted the euro and become 21st member of Eurozone. Please read about Eurozone a bit. Okay. Now, India become the first country to commercially produce biobitumen. Okay. First country to commercially produce biobitumen. Then seventh is Heaven 1 set to become world's first fully private space station. Okay. Heaven 1 set to become world's first fully private space station. Okay. 8th, India wins a record 6th ICC Under-19 World Cup title. 9th is Indian Army declares 2026 as the year of networking and data centricity. And 10th is United Nations observes 2026 as International Year of Rangeland and Pastoralists. Now, there are many important topics, but we cover them in the MCQs as well. So, I cannot give you multiple topics, but these are the most important ones. Okay. So, I hope you enjoyed the session. Please let me know in the comment section if you have enjoyed the session, and if you want more list and more topics, and if you want any improvement, please like tell me that in the comment section. I'll definitely read it and improve. Thank you all. Let's meet in the next video next Friday.